Arlo Guthrie's love affair with pH prescription began when he experienced the healing power of energy medicine with Dr. Jerry Tennant's biomodulator.
For years, I had been having a lot of pain in my shoulders. And it got to the point where, you know, after 30 years of playing guitar and piano, I couldn't lift my hands up to play the piano. It was awful. And this was, I don't know, 30 years ago or something like that. And so they stuck me with these huge needles in my arm, really painful. It took 6 doctors to stop me from killing the first one. It was that painful. So when it returned at some point 25 years later, I said, I can live with this. As long as I can play guitar and piano, I'll deal with the pain. And I thought, well, maybe I'll do something. And so I tried to go to an acupuncturist, all that kind of stuff. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. And I met a gal when I was in Hawaii with my wife who said, before you do that, let me introduce you to somebody else. And I went to this other guy. He said, let me try this on you. And he tried this little machine. And he put it on. And I was waking up about 3 times a night. I had inadvertently, in my sleep, rolled over onto these shoulders, and I wake up screaming in agony. And so after using this machine, I woke up once, and it wasn't all that bad. And I thought, well, what is this stuff? It was some kind of voodoo or something, electronics, or I couldn't figure it out. So I went back to him, and he said, no, you can't get these. And I said, you know, I want one. It seems to work. I mean, what could it be? He said, well, it's very expensive, and you need a doctor's prescription. You can't just get one, and you have to take a course. I said, give me the freaking course. You know, I'm a big boy. So he said, well, I'll look into it. He calls Jerry Tennant. He says, I got a crazy guy here who wants your machine, and I don't know what to do. And he said, well, give him the course, and, you know, we'll prescribe it. And I get this little device. And I take it back, and I use it every day. And within a little while, I couldn't remember what happened, but I was on a plane. And I had put the luggage up in the rack. And I said, wait a minute, I can't do this. And suddenly I realized I had been fixed, miraculously. And my wife said, let me try that. I said, what's wrong with you? And she had had breast cancer at one point, and had, in the treatment, she had lost the feeling in her feet. So she didn't tell me about it. She didn't think it was, what was I gonna do, you know? So she puts it on her feet, and within 5 minutes she says, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this. I feel something. And within a couple of days, she had 98% of the feeling back in her feet. Everybody we ran into in the next couple of years that had an ailment of any kind, we would fix. I carried it like a carpenter carrying a tool thing. I'd have it on my belt, and if somebody hurt something, bam, put it out there and fix it. So I had developed a wonderful relationship with Jerry Tennant and his staff, his son, all these people, because I knew that this was real. So when he told me to look up a buddy of his in Vero Beach, near where I live, about some water that he had, I thought, oh, this is credible. And that's how I met Leo. And we got together and became friends. And I had him install some stuff to change the water. And the first thing I noticed was that when I was drinking this water, I got more thirsty. And I thought, that's weird. Normally, you know, you're thirsty, you drink a cup of water, a glass of water, okay. This one, your body wants more. And I'm thinking, what an odd sensation to drink a glass of water when you're thirsty and have your body tell you, drink more. So one day I said, okay, I like this thing under the sink. This is for drinking water, but let's do something for the whole house, because here in Florida, the water's kind of iffy at best. The stuff you're getting from municipalities these days is still filled with awful chemicals and bad things, some of which they put in on purpose, you know, like fluoride or whatever. And so I wanted water that I could take a shower in, take a bath in, drink, that wasn't hurting me and might even be helping me. I had it eventually put on the tour buses that we use. Water is scarce even though it's everywhere. And it's scarce because it's toxified, it's all chemicalized, it's all screwed up and made into something it's not only not useful, it's really bad. There's ways to get all that stuff out. And that's what these guys are working on. That's why I'm excited, because it's not just a matter of water, it's a matter of making it available in a way that is not only just useful, but healthier. And so when I talked to Leo, he said, no, I can make water that's really good for you. It's not just neutral. It's not that it's not bad, it's actually good. I figured out a way to run water through filters that take out all of the bad stuff. And of course, when you take out all the bad stuff, you take out most of the good stuff. And so I found a way to put back the good stuff, and I've made it so that your body can actually use it. I've made the water actually smaller than regular water. I've made it so that it has an electrical energy and a charge that will become an electron donor, as Jerry Tennant would say. I know that works because I've worked with Tennant, and I still carry my little biomodulator everywhere. So when he said, I got a water that can do that from the inside out, instead of holding on a device that goes from the outside in, I thought, I'll take them both. I've got friends now who I've said, you know, if you're building a house, if you're changing your house, if you're putting a different water system in, talk to my buddy before you do it. It's not that hard. Anybody can do it. This is not unaffordable to most people. It's easy, and you'll notice the difference.